Cork. I'm in a place called Ballycotton, and it's a spot actually that I've come to a few times before. I've came here actually one morning where it was completely greyed over, and I really wasn't going to be worried, I suppose, really, of getting a photograph or not, because I know this location will always yield a nice photo. Now, I've come here today for sunset. I've about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, until sunset itself, but there's some nice light that's hitting the lighthouse that you see there in the distance. And as I just arrived, I suppose, I was looking at the cliff area to see if I could get a different type of shot, and I spotted all these wild flowers that are here. So there's a number of different types of them. So what I'm going to try and do is take a shot with the lighthouse in the background and then just look at different flowers that are here to be able to give a different type of photograph. Where I've positioned the camera now at the moment for my first shot is right in the middle of this batch, I suppose, really, of wild flowers. And I've got the photograph composed that the whole base of the frame as well itself will be covered in these flowers, and then the lighthouse will be on the horizon in the background. And there's some nice light that's hitting it right now, so I'm going to start taking some photographs. And what I'm going to have to do is, number one, make sure that I'm not touching the camera so I get no shake whatsoever. So I'm going to have to go for a very quick shutter speed as well, because you can see that these flowers are moving. So if I have any way of a slow shutter speed, I will end up getting blur in regards to these that are there. So the bigger thing then for me is to make sure that I get these sharp, and then I'll have to take a secondary photograph as well for the lighthouse as well itself, because then that will give me that sharp as well, and then I'll blend the two of them together then afterwards. But right now my settings are at 1/320th of a second. I'm at f4, but I'm going to change that up. I'm going to go to f5.6 just to get a small bit of extra depth of field, so that I'm not having to do 3 shots to be able to fill the whole frame with a sharp image. But it's a lovely spot here. The sun is setting behind me as well, so hopefully I'll get some nice light later on. But yeah, let's go look and let's go find some interesting flowers in here around here to give a different type of shot to this area. The next set of flowers there now that I have are these little purple flowers that are here in front of me. I did have light directly on them a moment ago, and hopefully I've gotten a shot that's bright enough in regards to it, but the sun now must have hit a bank of cloud on the far distance, because it's blocking any light that's hitting these, or that was hitting them a moment. I will potentially be racing against the light actually here, because as it will go down, then the headland here is on the opposite side, so I'm shooting at the moment to the east or the southeast, and as you can see just slightly at the edge of your frame there is the Ballycotton lighthouse, which will feature in each of the images that I'm taking here. This one I'm getting quite close to it as well. I'm using my 16-35 because that's going to enable me to be able to get a very sharp shot, because I love the lens for how sharp it is, but also with the focal range that's within that, it suits it perfectly. I'm going to put these flowers primarily, I suppose, in the bottom part of the frame as well itself. I'm composing it that I don't see the drop off of the headland either, so similar to what you're seeing here is a similar composition that I'm going to have, except obviously the lighthouse as well itself again will be on the top of the frame, potentially in the middle, or potentially slightly to the left in the top left hand third, or rule of thirds or whatever. So the settings at the moment are f5.6, I'm at 1/800th of a second, and I've bumped my ISO up to 200 because I want to be able to freeze the action, like I said, in regards to here, that it's not going to be soft. And then obviously with the contrasting light that's there, because the lighthouse is being lit up at the moment, I'll blend both of those shots again in the post-processing. Here is my remote that I normally use when I'm out taking photos, and it's perfect again here now because I'm on a relatively spongy grass. If I move here, you should be able to see some movement on your camera there, but so by just having this, I don't have to move at all, and I can just take the photograph, so I don't risk any sort of movement whatsoever, which will be crucial in this shot anyway for now. So second shot here, this should be a nice one as well, and I do spot just a batch of little purple flowers that are down here. They're in the last of light, so we'll go quick now and we'll get a shot there as well. here's the final part there that I'm talking about in regards to framing the shot with these wildflowers. You've got the last bit of light that's just hitting these now, so I really should be quick to be able to get this photograph. So I'll talk through actually what I'm doing right now on the camera. So again, I have it composed. The lighthouse is actually going to be in the center of the image. It's going to be on the horizon of the horizon is going to be in the top third. I have these flowers here, like I said a moment ago. They're relatively close to the camera, so I have to make sure that I'm going to do a manual focus for them, just to make sure they're completely sharp. And then obviously a fast shutter speed without any movement whatsoever. Hopefully should be able to get a shot that's going to be sharp all the way through. So I'm just going to check this now here. Yeah, so they're nice and sharp here. And I'm actually going to take a secondary shot in the middle, just to make sure that I get all of that as well in focus, because I'm having to shoot at a aperture that I normally wouldn't shoot at. So now these are all sharp here. Again, we take the shot, and then the final image that I'm going to take is for the lighthouse and the sky. Now that's going to be a lower or quicker exposure, because I don't want to get that blown out or risk it being blown out. So I'm going to reduce my exposure time here. I'm just going to pop in my histogram so I can see that I'm not blown out. Okay, that's all fine. And then we're just going to do one double check to make sure all of that is in focus. And then we take the third shot. That's slightly overexposed now, so I'm just going to reduce that down. And that's it, yes. So that should be 3 shots that I'm able to blend back in together again itself. I'm going to have one more look here, see if I can find any other type of wildflowers. That will give a difference, I suppose, really to a shot that you wouldn't normally have, except for the seasonality of it right now. I've searched along here now, and I found another set of wildflowers, but not up here on the grassy area, but actually below me on a cliff that's jutting out nicely, kind of pointing towards the lighthouse as well itself. And you know, it really does go to show that if you look around the place, you'll find some different photographs, which you probably won't get other times of the year, because these flowers obviously only bloom at certain points, I imagine. I'm not a flower expert, but so what I've got it done here is with the rocks below, you get a movement to water. You got the flowers that are sticking out as well at this little jagged area. I'll get a bit of movement on the rocks that are just over on the left hand side of the frame, and then it finishes up then with the lighthouse. I would have loved if I had some cloud in the sky. It would be a lot more dramatic. I don't really have anything there at the moment, so it's quite clear. It does now look as well that I may not actually get a sunset, so we'll see, fingers crossed. If the next episode that I make of my vlog is a sunset, it will be from here, and if I get the light, obviously, that is. So from a quite windy Ballycotton, thanks very much for watching this episode. I do hope you enjoyed the content. If you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, and until the next time, thanks very much, and Slán go fóill.